All good now.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any bug
Oh,
spray?
Ooh, you could try covering yourself in mud.
Hello everyone and welcome, my name is Andrew Can and together we can game. In the last episode of Can Play Left 4 Dead 2, we made our way for the first half of the swamp. In this episode, we're actually going to be on the swamp itself. Before we go on, I do want to mention a few things. This chapter can be very difficult. So, you're going to want to stick with your group, you're going to want to be careful of one thing in this chapter, and it is the mudmen that can spawn. So, mudmen, you will know them when you see them. Achievement unlocked. Crass Menagerie. Well then, that was not my intention, but apparently we have received an achievement, and I will gladly take it. But anyway, the mudmen, they are very dangerous. Another thing that can be dangerous are witches. So, if you look to be very smart in this level like I am, you want to first get out of the actual swamp.
Reloading.
I also love the line about bug spray and just that in general. I thought it was funny. I always think that's pretty funny, actually. Now again, I can't look through my scope, which is pretty peculiar. So, okay. Guess I'm firing from the hip, which I'm doing pretty well at if I do say so myself. As you heard, mudmen. That's one of the mudmen. You'll notice them when you see them. The reason mudmen are dangerous is because it's kind of hard to distinguish the mudmen from the witches. Now I do know there is an achievement here for shooting mudmen out of the while they're still in the water before they can ever leave. So if you see them like there, try to get them if you want to get the achievement that's here. Okay. Thank you, Rochelle, killing the hunter for me. But it's sometimes, at least for me, maybe I'm in that unique few that have a hard time seeing the difference between mudmen and witches. I know that the sound, there's obviously a sound difference, but it is there. So, usually, ooh, there's a mudman.
Reloading.
Usually, you can see them before they come to you. Now, this axe is actually really interesting because this is like a fireman's axe, so it doesn't make sense why it's in this tree. And it also doesn't make sense why would they be fighting that in a fire? But it's there, and it's pretty interesting, actually. Alright. There's one, still in the water. There's a smoker. Well, thank you, Ellis. I appreciate the kind words. I try. Again, I am really confused on why I can't. Ooh.
Reloading.
Well, I'm glad we all have the same weapon. Makes it pretty easy to know what's going on. I'm not sure why I can't zoom in, but I guess it's just gonna make me get better at firing from the hip. So, as we continue on, you may see up ahead a parachuted soldier. I recommend going towards him. He may actually have some supplies. Every time I play, it's something different. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I would recommend playing to see if he, not playing, but recommend going to him, see what he has on him. Because you may not know. Ooh, mudman. Again, wanting to keep them still in the water. Now, I'm unsure actually, if you hit them and then they walk out of water, if it still counts. If you know, let me know in the comments below.
Everybody grab a weapon.
But, ooh, he has a pipe bomb, so what I will do,
Pipe bomb.
I will switch to the same weapon. And then, I will keep moving forward. So, he's actually really interesting, as I mentioned. So, the fact that the soldier is here, it's interesting to why he's here. There's no military allowed, at least as we'll see through the swamp. So, it's always made me intrigued. But we will get to that as we get to it. Again, this is one of my favorites, and maybe it's just because it reminds me of areas I actually know. So that's one of the effects of mudmen. You actually get covered in a little bit of mud. So it's not just a creative name, it actually has some purpose, some use, which I think is actually kind of cool. Want to go ahead and do that. Not sure again why I cannot zoom.
Everybody be careful.
I just wanted to give you some friendly advice, apparently. Ooh, this would be good to have.
Oh, this is my new favorite.
Deploying frag rounds.
Your new favorite is the Desert Eagle, you say? This gun is also pretty prevalent.
Yes.
Want to go ahead and get some explosive ammo. We wanted to change weapons.
Weapons over
They are
here.
here. But I'm going with the untraditional, as I mentioned earlier on in this campaign, in more ways than one. For example, I'm recording these back to back. I usually don't do that, but you know what? I'm feeling fun. I want to have an adventure. I'm really enjoying Left 4 Dead. I think knowing I got through that hump of what I went through with Dark Carnival, and I think it's just that level has been notoriously bad for me. I've played it so many times, but no matter how many times I play it, it is always a meh level for me. Hey.
Charger.
So luckily,
Miner.
was able to save Rochelle there. I've not been getting the chargers actually Rochelle has. Maybe it's just her as a character. Anyway, I want to talk about this plane. It's actually very similar to the ones in other parts of the game at the Metro International Airport. And it might be a connection, according to sources, which is interesting. I also just think it's cool to actually be able to go inside of one of these airplanes like this. Wanted to get the Mudman. I believe that is a...
safe bet to say an alarm will sound when we open this door.
I believe that is a tank. Yes. So this is actually not a bad place for the tank to show up for us. It's not what he wants. Want to go ahead and get the pills. Let's go. Oh. Not probably what I should have done. I've had luck in the past using a frying pan on them. I also think there's an achievement for it, actually, now that I think about it.
I'm reloading.
Wait a second. I gotta heal.
But we're healing up. That's fine.
Having a shot.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't actually grab the shot, but I'm glad there was one nearby. I will actually grab that shot.
I am not dying in this swamp.
No, we are not. So there was actually a way to skip some of the Crescendo events in this area, but it was patched out. I kind of wish I could, but at the same time, oh, well, thank you, Rochelle. At the same time, it takes away some of the actual experience, in my opinion. Mudmen. I also like how they call them mudders. Ooh, was not expecting the charger. You know what? Let's go ahead.
Chase this, you zombie bastard.
There you go, buddies. Enjoy that. Oh, achievement has been earned, dead in the water. And that was, I believe, for getting the Mudmen while still in the water. Of course, I'll put it on screen like I always do, but I mentioned it, wanted to let you know about it in case you are trying to get some achievements. Just because, saved coach. Just because I am no longer in need of the achievement doesn't mean I don't want them to still stay as far away from me as possible. Jockey! Jockey! Oh, no. Hey, guys! Guys! Coach! Please help me! I was about to say, did I kill the jockey? Thank you, coach. It also gives you guys a chance to see me. I got it. I want to go ahead and heal myself. Don't need to heal me, coach. I am a strong man. I don't need everything done for me. Alright, so I've healed myself, making our way through the swamp.
Not doing my suit any favors.
No, it is not.
Weapons over here.
Again, more ammo.
We got go.
Spit is cleared. Ironically, for some reason, I can't even use this for what it's entailed, and I've been trying. Well, on the bright side, there's chat. Again. Yay! I'll say yes, so they know I'm okay. Hey, Nick, are you okay? I don't know, he just keeps pausing there. I imagine for the other survivors. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Reloading.
Thanks, Rochelle. There's another pipe bomb in here.
Pipe bomb out.
Well, might as well get the other first aid kit.
Grabbing a shot.
Ooh, I rather have pills. Ooh, I do not want another grenade launcher. Did my fair share of it. So, okay. Nice to get some supplies. I do not want the grenade launcher, despite what you're telling me I do. I actually do not want it. Let's go ahead. Keep our path as clear and as straightforward as we can. Of course, cool to see the scenarios, the backgrounds, just the differences. Want you away from me. Even though I cannot use a scope, I think I'm doing fine on my own. Jockey is taken out. Oh no. Thanks, Rochelle. Rochelle was probably able to snipe like we should be able to do.
I'm reloading.
Thanks, Rochelle. Thanks for letting us know as we continue to go ahead. I actually do not mind this weapon in hindsight. I kind of think it's good if your team has options, obviously. I don't like how many there are. Go near the pipe bomb. Go near it. I'll slowly go ahead. And we've been keeping pretty fair with ammo this entire time, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's continue to go this way, though.
Reloading.
Let's go with that. Boomer, nothing. Luckily for me, I was not affected by that. I hear
Pipe bomb.
smoker. I thought I heard a charger. Oh, I did. My charger senses were tingling. I think after Dark Carnival, they've become pretty proficient. Hey, Alice, do you need to go to the bathroom? I know you didn't. You were talking about the swamp people and, you know, their lifestyle, and then Rochelle reminded us. One thing this reminds me of is mosquitoes, and how much I am not a fan. Not a lot of people are. If you are a mosquitoes fan, let me know and why. I'm actually very curious. Maybe they're good. They do good for their ecosystems. Unaware, actually. I just know that they are a pain, in my opinion, and that's where I stand on them. Obviously, thought-provoking questions with, do you like mosquitoes? These questions and more on Left 4 Dead 2. Shoot the mudmen. You heard her. It's weird to play as Rochelle and hear the others quote as much. Usually they build them kind of above water and then they fall in, especially for hurricane areas. So a lot of people don't know this, but the swamps used to act as a buffer zone. But as deforestation happened naturally, the more and more the areas were able to get affected because there was nothing to buffer the area of hurricanes. That's why Katrina was so deadly. That's why all of the hurricanes that affect are more deadly than they honestly would have been in the past. But it just gives you an idea of kind of the oh no. Good to know that this is a one-shot, one-kill weapon. But yeah, it gives you an idea of what happens with natural, you know, taking out areas, taking out that natural buffer. Now, luckily, this switch, I'm able to tell apart easily because I can see her crying above land. I do like watching the bodies just float. I think that's pretty interesting. Don't want to get too close, want to stay far. I'm actually surprised at myself for keeping with this as long as I have. Both of these weapons, actually. As I said, this is a very unlikely weapon combination for me personally, but I've been doing well with it and what I like to do in games. sometimes if you're doing well, it's not a bad idea to keep going. So, and this, oh, thank you, Alice.
I hate these mud people.
I agree with both of them. Not a fan of the mudmen. The mudders.
We got a safe house.
I just think there are people in the swamp. So one thing I want to mention about the safe house before we move on. They're in the water. Anyone still alive? Get to the plantation house. These names are the names of people that have been lost. And I think it's really cool and kind of a memoriam for them. And with that, that is going to be it for this episode. That is going to be it for today. Let me know, what did you think about all the achievements we unlocked? What do you think about the Mudmen? What do you think about the names at the end of the safe house? I'm curious what you have to say. Let me know all that in the comments down below. That's going to be it for this episode. That's going to be it today. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day.